Well, hey, pedal people, it's the pedal guy here. How you doing? Today what we're going to do is we're going to use synths with pedals. Now, you may recall if you've been following us on YouTube that we did this a couple of times last year and people really seem to like those videos quite a bit. And there's really not a whole lot of content out there on that subject, so I figured, what the heck, let's do it again. But before we get started, please be sure to take a minute and follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd love to keep bringing you all this content. We'd love to keep doing all that stuff for you. And we just want to spread the word. So be sure to subscribe to that channel. Okay, so what are we doing here? Well, let's take you through the whole rig here real quick. So as you can see here, we have the green screen here. So we're going to have a little fun in the background. But what we're using Circuit from Novation. And this is used to not only as a groove box, it has drum machines and it has synthesizers built into it. All we're using it for in this case is we're using it for a drum pattern, and it's going to drive the synth that we're using down here, which is the Arturia Microbrute SE. And this is a great analog synthesizer. I've had a lot of fun using this. It's definitely rekindled my love for true analog synthesis. And we don't have to actually go into all the details of what we're going to be doing, but one of the things we will be mainly focusing on will be the pattern, changing between patterns over here, working with the envelope, and working with the filter, and a little bit of fun with the modulation wheel here. But what we're also doing is we're plugging a guitar into the Hotone amp here, and then that guitar is going into the input here in the back. And so what that's going to do is, as I play a chord on the guitar, it's going to take over the signal that's going out of the Microbrute, and it's going to go through the filters and the envelopes and all the cool stuff that this synthesizer does. Oop, wobbled there a little bit. So you'll get to check it out for yourself. It's a really cool sound, actually, but it does take a little bit of getting used to, and then you have to start working with the pedals, which we find over here. We are the pedal guy, after all. So the first pedal that we're going to use in this rig is we're going to be using the Freqout. And the Freqout is going to be used to create a subwoofer effect because it's set to sub. And we turned the dry on so you hear the dry signal along with the processed signal. Now to the left of that, it is routed to a Lounsberry organ grinder, which is a really cool FET-based preamp. And it can be used to add a little growl to your keys. This is tuned specifically for keyboards, but it also works quite well with bass. From there, we're going to the Flanger Core here, and this is a stereo in, stereo out flanger. It can be used for guitar, it can be used for bass. It also has, and in this case, we're going to use it with synthesizers. But you also have a switch here so that you can lock the settings on the pedal itself. Okay, so over here, let's see what else we got. We are also going to use the Monterey Vibe, which is a univibe effect. And from there, it's going to be routed to a Roctary, and the Roctary is going to be used to use the overdrive. This is a rotary effect that you can use on guitars and keys and bass and all that, but it's a rotary effect. It's an overdrive, and it's also a dual octave effect. And as you can see here, there's a little rotating LED there. And that's to symbolize the speed of the rotary effect, which can be adjusted with the expression pedal we're using down here. So let me just use the pedal here real quick. So as you can see, I can speed up and I can slow down the Leslie effect. Pretty cool. Okay, then to the right, we're using the Fuzzrocious Afterlife version 2. Now this is a brand new pedal that we found at NAMM. Great company, Fuzzrocious. This is a reverb with a very different characteristic to it and a very different timbre and tone. Specifically, it's got a great sound to it overall, but a couple things that work really well for what we're going to be doing here is it has a regen button. So it's a self-oscillation button, so if you click and hold, it'll self-oscillate the reverb sound. This pedal in particular also has an auxiliary in and out, so you can use it in multiple ways, not just like the traditional pedal board way. There's other ways to use it as well. And we'll do a demo video on it in the near future so you can see for yourself and hear for yourself. And then finally here on the far end is the Rubberneck analog delay. This is a new delay from DOD. It's been shipping for a few months. It's a great pedal. We've had a lot of fun playing with it, and like the Afterlife, we're also going to use the regen button here. There's a regen button, so we can really make some noise, and you'll just have to see and hear for yourself. So without further ado, let's go.